weird video games.
When I think of the title Crystal Castles, this isn't really what's going on in my imagination. Look at it, there isn't really any castles, and there's nothing crystalline about anything. You control a bear, Bentley Bear in fact, and the objective is to collect gems, sort of like eating those weird dots in Pac-Man while avoiding evil bowling balls? Each stage lasts until all the gems have been collected. As you progress, you'll find that other enemies can collect gems too, like these trees. Moving trees that shrink when you jump over them and are capable of collecting gems. Anyway, you also have fairly normal enemies like ghosts and dancing skeletons and celery monsters? Okay, they're called gem eaters because they eat gems apparently. Sure, why not? Hummingbirds hum, oranges are orange, and black widow spiders are spiders that are black and have suffered the death of a significant other. These gem eaters are vulnerable when they're eating, allowing you to plow into them and turn them into points. Yay! My introduction to this game was a port for the Commodore 64, and I always wondered why if you were hit by an enemy you would slowly inflate into a balloon that says bye and then floats away. But of course that was just a graphics limitation. In this, the original version, you can clearly see that it's a voice balloon that slowly inflates and then causes our hero to float away. Oh, it says other things too, like cartoon swears, and oh no. Although because of the shape of the balloon, to me it looks like ow do. Some pathways allow you to walk behind the scenery, which makes you mostly invisible, but leaves a faint glimpse of your shape so you can navigate. At first I thought it was the bear's eyes, but then I realized it's his pants. Or in fact, everything of his that's red. I know this is just a gameplay feature so you don't get lost and forget where you are, but I just find it weird that all you can see of him is his little red boxers and socks. Then there's Berilda. She looks like a witch, but there isn't really anything that suggests witchiness, well okay, except for the fact that she flies by in between levels. But in the actual stages, she doesn't really do much of anything. She just stands around in one corner. You can defeat her with a special item, but it's not like a boss battle or anything. She's entirely unnecessary to beat. All you need to do is collect gems. Oh, and about that aforementioned incredible item, to really illustrate how weird this is to me, I should explain my perspective. Like I said, I played the Commodore 64 version first, and due to the graphics, I thought it was a torch. That kind of made sense to me. When you grab it, you're invincible, and you can run around avoiding damage and use it to defeat her. Witches getting burned made sense, and other creatures would avoid you if you ran around brandishing a torch. Okay, I touched the microphone. I shouldn't do that. But no, it's not a torch. It's just a hat. It actually even looks like Santa's hat. Somehow, wearing a hat makes you temporarily invincible and allows you to defeat a witch. I don't know. If that's not strange enough, in some levels the hat bounces around like it's alive. Also, the instructions warn you that if you take too long, the swarm appears. This swarm moves stupidly fast, and in open spaces it's very hard to avoid, but it only lasts for a few seconds before it returns from whatever plane of existence it was summoned from, only to return again once again you've taken too long. Well, some levels have a really interesting interpretation of what's too long. Take a look at how much time it gives me in this level. I'm probably reading too much into this, but I just wonder, what is the story here? You have a bear for some reason that travels around fighting trees and weird aliens or something, while being pursued by a swarm of bees and a Berilda, or, during some of the cutscenes, even several Berildas. But all of this is secondary to his main goal of collecting gems. Why? What does he need these gems for? Why does Berilda want him dead? Why do the bees pursue him so? Pac-Man was just a simple game with one puck guy, ghosts, a bunch of dots, and that's it, so it doesn't really encourage me to try and make sense of it. This game throws in these important story elements like a bear, a magical hat, a witch, and aliens, so naturally, me being the inquisitive, over-analytical omni-dork I am, I've gotta know what is up with that. Although the arcade version is the original, I have to say it's really the Commodore version that I'll always think of first, if only just because of how monstrously fast you run and how ludicrously high you jump. Ow, do! Oh, here's something else fun. The shape of the first stage is determined by the number 1 high score.